Hello friends! Welcome back to Belle's Library. I'm Heather. Today we're going to start a new reading vlog, reading some sci-fi books. So recently, if you watched my December Bookland TBR, you would have seen that I actually got 2 sci-fi rolls, and so I was like, oh, sci-fi in December, how's this gonna fit in? It wasn't really in my plans at all. And also in November, I had Project Hail Mary on my TBR as well, and I hadn't gotten to it by the time I filmed the December TBR. So I was like just about to start it like within the next couple days, and I was like, I now have 3 sci-fi books, so why don't we just do a reading vlog and we'll read some sci-fi books and see how this goes. So I'm gonna go ahead and tell you about the books that we're reading if you missed my TBRs, otherwise you should know, and we'll see how this goes. But before we do that, please get down below and click subscribe for me. Also, my Goodreads and Instagram are down low there, so we can talk bookish on all of the different platforms. So also, just wanted to mention, I'm sorry about the crazy background. We're moving across country, and so I like literally just have no furniture really at the moment. My bed's like on the floor, and we just, behind you is just like blank wall. We just got rid of our dressers, bookcases, like a lot of the big furniture, and our box springs went, and the bed's going shortly, so yeah. I don't have much left, and I was like, where are we gonna make this semi-okay looking? So let's go ahead and talk about the books, though. I did mention in November I had Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir on the list of to read, so this is going to be the biggest book in here. So this one, we're following this astronaut who like wakes up in space, and his other bunkmates have passed away on his journey, and he can't remember why he's out there and what is going on. And so basically he's out in space, and he's trying to figure out why he's out there, what's going on, where he is, and he's kind of on this solo mission now that he's trying to just remember everything and complete his mission out in space. And that's this guy. Then I also have A Psalm for the Wild Built. This is by Becky Chambers, and it's just a short guy. I think it's around like 200 pages. Oh, like 150. So it should go pretty quickly, but this is about like these robots. They basically get like sentient thought or something, and then they just like disappear out into the forest, and they're like, we're done with mankind. And then one of the robots like shows up one day and starts talking to this monk, and he's asking, what do humans need? And I guess it's like some kind of deal. They come to check in and just make sure that the humans have what they need. But obviously that is quite the question, right? It's not what do we want, but what do we need? I know that Becky Chambers has a really pretty writing style to her. I've read To Be Taught If Fortunate by her, and I really enjoyed it. So I feel like her sci-fis are a little bit more warm and wholesome, and I'm excited to see what else she has. And then the last thing we're going to be also reading in this vlog is a graphic novel. It's called Skyward, My Low-G Life, I believe. And we're going to be at least getting into the first volume of this one. And this one, we're following this girl who lives on Earth, but Earth, for whatever reason, now has lower gravity than it used to. So you can kind of like jump a little higher, but you have to be careful not to jump too high, otherwise you are gone. And then her dad wants to bring back gravity, and he thinks he knows how to, and so she is tasked with helping him, but she also kind of is just used to this low gravity life and kind of likes it that way as well. And that's my general gist and knowledge on that one. So those are the 3 books we're going to be reading in this vlog, and you know, sci-fi in December maybe is not what I was planning. I'm excited to get into these, so we'll see how it goes. All right, guys, I started this chunker, Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir, trying to finish it. in the next few days here. So I'm on chapter 5, which is almost 75 pages in. So it's this black one. This is my husband. So yeah, this is basically following this guy, and he wakes up from suspended animation kind of a thing. He has no recollection of who he is, where he's at, what's going on. He's got, you know, like an IV in and all these tubes in him, and there's a robot with like hands trying to help take care of him and asking him questions like, what's 2 + 2 and what's your name? And he's like trying to talk, and it's just like coming out all garbled, and he doesn't know his name. So he's trying to like piece together where he's at, and he's slowly like getting some of his memories back and trying to figure out what's going on. And so far he's figured out like he's on this spaceship, and he's starting to remember kind of what was leading up to this. And he's on some kind of mission that's basically like a Hail Mary for Earth, because the sun is starting to not die really, but the sunlight is decreasing slowly, but it's enough to where it would send Earth into a huge ice age and could cause a mass extinction event. And so trying to figure out what to do and what is causing this and what's happening. And so yeah, and we're following this just one person pretty much. We're following him. He is the only one out on this mission, trying to figure out what in the heck he's even supposed to be doing for this mission and what's going on, and then also having some flashbacks as he's starting to remember certain things about his life before and who he is, and the events leading up to him ending up on this mission out in space. So far in this first little chunk that I've read so far, I'm definitely enjoying it. I think that it's going to go somewhere really interesting. I think we're mainly just setting up everything. There's definitely a lot of science talk in here, which I'm down for. I find it intriguing, but I still like some of it I'm like totally not following, and I'm just like, yeah, okay. Definitely can understand. Like a lot of people say that Andy Weir kind of puts a little bit of humor in there to lighten those moods. So he'll like say something super scientific-y and then like make kind of a little joke about it or whatever. So you're not just like, I'm stupid. He makes it, you know, a little more fun to read, and it's not dry in any way. So I'm enjoying it. I'm moving through it. We're having a good time. Okay, guys, I don't know if I should be updating quite so fast, but I don't feel like I've gotten that much farther. I guess I got a good chunk farther than the last time I talked to you. I'm on page 136, chapter 8. So yeah, still not fully making it through this guy. It's taken me a little bit, but oh my gosh, am I invested. Like, shortly after I updated you guys, things started happening and moving, and I was just like, what's going on? Oh my gosh, I'm so into this. I feel like we got a little bit more of what is happening to why they have to have this mission going on, and there's a lot more science, which is kind of exciting me because it's like biology type science, and I love biology type stuff. And it's talking about like genetics and like the life cycle and just stuff that I enjoy, and I'm like, so interesting. I actually, let me see if I can find it. There is I wrote this little note in my book at this point. I just got so excited over astrophage reproduction. LOL, what a nerd. Like, I read it and then I just immediately thought, like right after, I was like, I just got really excited because the astrophage reproduced. Like, what? So I'm like totally invested and feeling all the feels along with our main character in here. And yeah, I'm all about Mr. Grace and all of his adventures and what's going on with why we're on this mission. And then something more happened out in outer space with him too, just recently, like towards the end of where I was reading. So curious as to where this is gonna go now. Oh my gosh, I'm invested in this story so much. Like I'm beyond excited and into this story, and I can totally understand where people are saying that it is science-y, but well explained. And even if you get a little lost in it, the author does a great job of just like lightening the mood and making it kind of funny and just personable and just overall enjoyable. So I can totally understand why people are just raving about this, because I am dying over it. It is so good so far, so I'm really hoping it continues to be the same way. Because yeah, it's been so good so far, and I'm hoping to get farther and farther and just like tell you guys all of my lovely feelings, and I hope this is just a 5-star read to start this out. I've missed reading sci-fi a little bit, I think, so I'm glad to be back in the sci-fi world. Okay guys, so wow, I did not realize how much I'm just in the mood for sci-fi apparently, because not only am I moving through Project Hail Mary, I'm on page 340, so yeah, getting down into that last 150 pages or so, I am loving it. It is so good. I'm loving all of the science in here, but like I'm laughing throughout the whole thing. And there's a like a relationship piece in here that I am just dying over. I just am loving it so much. I don't think I can say a ton more about this just because we are at that point where like everything I'm reading is going to be spoilers, but just know that people who have been raving about this all year are like, they're right. They're totally correct. This is worth the hype. I'm loving it. I cannot wait to finish it. I'm really hoping to later tonight. Just have to study a little bit more for my upcoming test. But also decided to go ahead and pick up Skyward, the graphic novel, and I read volume 1 and I adored it too. Oh my gosh, it was so cute. And oh, it had this wonderful like scientific theme in which we have Earth has, for whatever reason, its gravity has lessened, and everybody kind of like, there's some people who live down on the Earth surface a little bit more, and they have these gravity boots to help them kind of stay on the ground. There's other people who are happy to kind of be jumping around in the low gravity, but you have to be careful because if you jump too high, you're out, you're done, you're up in space. So it's a very perilous type world. It's a different world. There's a storm coming, and that looks completely different. And we're following our main character and how she's like 20 and her life, and she is wanting to get out and have an adventure and explore. And her dad actually predicted that this was going to happen. And for the past 20 years, he's now been super nervous to go outside. And so, but he thinks that he can bring back gravity back to normal. And so he's kind of working with his daughter to try to figure that out. But we have somebody who does not want that to happen, obviously, and that's where our kind of storyline really kind of goes. But the end, oh my gosh, I did not think a sci-fi novel could hit me in the heart in such a short amount of pages in this graphic novel. It hurt a little bit at the end. Like, I was like, wow, I really feel for these characters. I'm feeling connected to them, and what just happened hurt. So if you want a really great sci-fi recommendation for a graphic novel that will have you with a lot of different emotions going on, with some action in there, but also an interesting plot and storyline and some intrigue and just, oh my gosh, so many great things. I definitely recommend this. I really, really enjoyed it. I kind of was debating between like 4 and 5 stars on this one. So, you know, like 4.5 stars, I would say. Really great graphic novel. So I'm going to be hopefully finishing off this guy very soon, but my hold still has not come through for the Becky Chambers book. So as soon as it does, I will let you guys know. But it doesn't look like it's going to be happening maybe for like another week or 2. So, you know, if that happens, that happens. But I am totally like, I'm getting back into the sci-fi mood with all of this. I'm just loving it so much. Oh my goodness, you guys, I'm so excited. I officially graduated from nursing school today. It's been like such a wonderful day. And I figured since I'm dressed up and looking nice, I got my little pin on me. saying that I officially am a nurse. So I still have to take like the national exam to get my license and everything, but like I'm done with all the school stuff. I'm so excited. So I figured since I'm glammed up though, that we would just kind of talk about the fact that I finished this and I adored it. It was so much more heartwarming and sweet and emotional at the end than I was expecting. And just, oh gosh, that last like, I don't know, 130 pages since the last time I updated you, just, it was wonderful. I loved it. There was a couple surprises in there that I was not expecting, that I was like, oh, okay, we're going this direction. I like it. Just very different from, you know, anything that I thought was going to end up happening. And yeah, it was really wonderful. This is definitely one of those sci-fi books that is just right up my alley, that does have a little bit of humor, science, heartwarmingness. I realized as I was going through it, like the biology pieces really were like resonating with me, but he would talk some of the physics stuff and I'd be like, I hated physics. Took it freshman year in high school and one of the only classes that I was like seriously in trouble of not passing. So not my jam, but you know, it was still enjoyable. Like I could just kind of skim through those and kind of know generally what was going on and why we were having an issue. But yeah, the elements to all of this was so wonderful. I felt connected to all of the characters, and there's one particular character I won't give away that kind of came in and just warmed my heart, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I want you as a friend. Like, what? Yeah, and just the adventure out in space as well as what's happening back on Earth. I mean, I loved the conjunction of adding those two different elements together and what was kind of happening in each different timeline, and it just, it was wonderful. I really, really enjoyed this book. 5 stars, absolutely. So now I've finished 2 of my sci-fi books, and we have The Sky Left. That is upside down. This Sky Left by Becky Chambers, and I'm really hoping that I can possibly get to this tonight. I am going out to dinner. We're gonna go to Cheesecake Factory to celebrate. I'm like, celebratory cheesecake, yes please. So that is happening, and maybe after that I'll have a little bit of time to read, but it's not like a priority, but it's, you know, it's pretty short. So whenever I get to this, today or tomorrow, I'm pretty sure I should be able to get through this pretty quickly, and then we can wrap up this vlog. But yeah, I'm gonna go and celebrate. And hello friends, I'm back. I feel like this angle's weird. Is that better? I don't know. Anyways, I just wanted to come back and wrap up this vlog because I finished up A Psalm for the Wild Built by Becky Chambers last night, and it was very beautiful. I love her writing. It took me a little bit to like get back used to it because it's a very lyrical and beautiful writing style, but once I kind of got, you know, 20-30 pages in, I was like, oh, loving this. And it just, her stories are just very heartwarming and just full of depth and beauty, and I just love it. So in this, we are mainly following a tea monk, and he is trying to kind of find himself, and he's out going around to different villages, and basically he sets up his little station and he gives tea to people who just need an hour or two to just come and maybe talk to someone or just take a break, and he makes them some tea. And so he's kind of doing this, and then he ends up, you know, like, what am I doing? I feel like I'm doing the same thing over and over. And so he kind of goes out into the forest to, I don't know, it just seems like a good idea. And he runs into a robot, and robots many years ago, before anybody that's alive right now were alive, the robots became sentient, and they went out into the forest and kind of just disappeared out there, and that was their choice. And so this kind of robots runs into him, and they start talking, and the robot's asking him, what do humans need? And it just kind of starts this whole journey between the two of them. So yeah, we're following this monk and robot basically through this. And I think that the series name is something like that, like Monk and Robot, or I don't remember exactly, but something like that. And it was really lovely. I really, really enjoyed it. I am so glad that I'm actually reading sci-fi right now. It's been great. I wasn't expecting to enjoy sci-fi so much in December here, but it was wonderful. We read this. This is probably like 4.5 stars, 5 stars. Definitely enjoyed both of these so much. And then we had the Skyward graphic novel by Joe Henderson, and that was wonderful too, and I really enjoyed that, and I want to continue that series as well. And this is a duology, so I will definitely be picking up the second one when it comes out next year. And yeah, it's been a really fun, quick little vlog. I'm glad that, you know, I got to get to these, and I was kind of wanting to get to more Becky Chambers as well. I've been thinking about her, and I don't know, just there was like a craving to be getting to reading some more of her, so I got to do that, and I got my first Andy Weir book in, and it was a great reading vlog. So I hope you guys had fun, and if you haven't subscribed by now, please do, and I will talk to all of you lovely people soon, so stick around.